The Legend of the Naga, Part 1. The Birth of the River. In the land of the Mekong Basin, where white mist embraces the forests and the vast, endless waters, tales of the Naga have been passed down from generation to generation. No one knows for sure whether these stories are just ancient myths or truths hidden beneath the deep waters.
The elders say that beneath the rushing waters lies a mysterious city of the Nagas. They appear in the form of mighty serpents, yet are as beautiful as precious gems. Each of their scales glimmers when touched by the moonlight, and their blazing eyes, like flames, can strike fear into the hearts of those who gaze upon them.
On nights of the full moon, when shadows stretch across the water's surface, a mysterious phenomenon occurs. Red gold flames shoot up from the river into the sky. The villagers call this the Naga fireballs, a sign that the underworld still breathes and watches over the human world.
But behind this phenomenon lies an ancient pact between the Naga and the rulers of the land, a promise to protect the river and its people in exchange for the continuation of the bloodline of the blessed. If this vow is broken, disaster will befall both the city and the land.
Sirikarn, a young orphaned woman who grew up in a small village by the Mekong River, had heard these stories since she was a child. She had no idea that her own fate was bound to the ancient promise and the mysterious bloodline flowing within her.
One night, as the ritual to honor the Naga began, amidst the chanting, the sound of gongs, and the swirling incense smoke, Sirikarn heard a strange sound. It was not a human voice. It was faint, yet it resonated powerfully within her heart.
The voice simply said, "Your blood is the key to the ancient bond." The full moon still shone with a gentle, cool light, its glow reflecting off the calm surface of the Mekong River. But for Sirikarn, nothing was the same anymore, because the mysterious voice she had heard in her mind the night before still echoed within her.
She walked along the narrow path by the river, her warm breath mingling with the cool mist that lingered around her. Sirikarn stopped and gazed out over the wide expanse of water. Suddenly, a strange silhouette was reflected in the moonlight. It was long and massive like a serpent, yet far too majestic to be just a mere beast.
Her heart pounded. Was it really the Naga? The sound was faint and soft, like a breeze, yet it felt like a question rising from the depths of her heart. She tried to step back in fear, but her feet were rooted to the spot, unable to move away.
Then that shadow slowly faded away with the waves, leaving behind only silence and a lingering tremor of fear in her heart. Sirikan returned home with a confused heart, feeling as if her life was being drawn into something far bigger than she could have ever imagined.
The next morning, the village elder came to see her. His eyes were steady and filled with deep wisdom. He said, "Child, you are the chosen one. The voice you heard is a voice from beneath the depths."
Sirikal was startled and asked with a trembling voice, "Why me? I'm just a worthless country girl." But the elder shook his head and replied, "The blood that runs in your veins is not ordinary. You are the descendant of the blessed ones who have been connected to the Naga since ancient times."
Upon hearing that, she froze, her heart filled with unanswered questions. If this was true, her life would never be the same again. And the shadow that appeared beneath the moon last night might have been just the beginning. That night, Sirikal sat in the wooden house, as if everything around her was swallowed by silence. The croaking of frogs and toads echoed all around, but inside, She felt weighed down by confusion. The elder's words still rang in her head. Descendant of the blessed bloodline.
Then, all of a sudden, a faint sound like the wind slipped in again. This time, it wasn't just a voice echoing in her mind. It was so clear, it was as if someone was speaking right next to her ear. "You are the one we have chosen."
Sirican jolted. She looked, seeing flickering shadows. Heart pounding. Who are you?
The voice replied steadily, "We dwell beneath the waters. We are the guardians of the world's balance. You are the bridge between two realms." Those words made her feel as if the entire world was trembling.
Fear mixed with faith. Cyril gathered her courage and asked, "Why does it have to be me? I am not a hero. I am just an ordinary village woman."
A gentle voice replied, "Because your heart is pure, untainted by power or greed. We need someone like you. If you refuse, both the world above and the underworld will lose their balance."
Those words left her in silence. The stream flowing outside her house seemed to sing out, calling to her. She knew well that from this moment on, her life would no longer follow an ordinary path.
On that silent night, Cyril bowed her head and closed her eyes tightly, uttering the words that would change her destiny forever. "If this is fate, I will accept it and walk this path."
In the morning, sunlight streamed through the trees and shimmered on the crystal-clear stream. Cyril decided to go see the elder Soma, her heart filled with questions that had yet to be answered.
The elder Soma sat quietly beneath the great Bodhi tree, his sharp eyes seeming to know everything. He turned to look the moment Cyril stepped forward, as if he already knew she would come today.
"Grandfather Soma, I want to ask you." Sirican sat down in front of him, her voice trembling. "What was that sound? Why did it call to me?"
The old man closed his eyes for a moment before speaking in a soft but firm voice. "The blood that runs in your veins is not ordinary. You carry the lineage of the Naga, a bloodline that is connected to the world beneath the waters."
That answer made her eyes widen. "The lineage of the Naga? But I am just a villager's daughter. I never knew such blood ran within me."
Old Soma let out a slow sigh before recounting an ancient legend. "Your ancestors were once blessed by the land itself, entrusted with the duty to protect it. That bloodline has been passed down through the generations, all the way to you."
Sirican lowered her head, feeling both shocked and weighed down. "Then whose voice was it that I heard?"
The old man looked up at the sky. That was the voice of Lord Subban Nakarat, ruler of the underworld. He has chosen you to be the bridge between the human world and the realm of the waters. But this path is not easy. You may have to face darkness and enemies beyond what any ordinary human could endure.
The young woman closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Fear welled up inside her, but courage quietly followed. She now understood that her path had not been chosen by chance.
The elder then concluded with words that echoed in her heart. "Remember this. Every decision you make will not only determine your own fate, but also the fate of both worlds."
Night fell once again. This time, the full moon shone brightly, its light reflecting off the Mekong River like a sheet of silver glass. Sirican stood at the riverbank, her heart pounding, fully aware that tonight was the night of answers.
A faint sound of movement brushed against the shore before the water slowly began to churn, as if some large creature was stirring in the depths. The atmosphere around her was so silent that even the wind seemed to have disappeared.
Then, all of a sudden, an emerald light shone up from beneath the water. The shadowy form of the Naga appeared, its massive body radiating indescribable power. Its eyes glowed intensely, staring straight at Sirikan.
A booming voice echoed in Sirikan's mind. Sirikan, descendant of our lineage, you are the chosen one to bridge the two worlds. Will you accept this covenant?
The young woman took a step back, her body trembling. But when the words of the elder Soma surfaced in her mind, she stood firm once more. Her eyes quivered with both fear and determination. If this is the fate I must face, I accept it.
Suddenly, the waters around her began to swirl, a thunderous roar echoing throughout the river basin. A golden beam of light shot down from the heavens, merging with the emerald glow of the Naga before surging into Sirikan's body.
She screamed, but not out of pain. Rather, it was the overwhelming power flooding into her body. That power transformed her eyes, making them shimmer like flowing water, as if the spirit of the Naga itself now resided within her.
The Naga spoke again. From this moment on, you are the bearer of the covenant. You are the key to the balance between the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. But beware, our enemies will not let you live in peace.
The final roar echoed loudly before the Naga's form sank beneath the water, leaving only Sirikan standing there, trembling, tears streaming down her cheeks. Yet inside her heart, she was filled with a new power and an inescapable destiny.
She turned back toward the village, its soft lights glowing in the distance. She now knew that her once simple life had come to an end, and that a grand journey was only just beginning.